going on, everybody? Come on in, come on in, come on in. What's happening? I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to come on in. I got a few things I want to talk about today. And don't know how long I'll be on here, but you guys know that I can talk. So come on in. We're going to talk about a few things. Of course, if you can see the title, there's, of course, a few things that we are going to discuss. For those of you that have been in this space for a while, there's a platform that said that it was coming back. And I don't mean to laugh at anybody that believes that it's coming back. I'm just going to share my opinion on it. All right. So come on in. I think I'm going to get started talking for real at like 2:30. All right. So y'all come on in. Make yourself comfortable. Let me know where you're tuning in from. For those of you that do not know me, I am BOJ, Banker Gerald. And what I talk about here on my channel is a myriad of things. I talk about a whole lot of things. If you've seen some of my shorts, you know, I try to motivate those that watch through my own life. I try to make sure that people are getting a little bit of information on cryptocurrency. I am involved in a few different and have been involved in different levels of cryptocurrency platforms and projects and protocols over the last 5 years that I've been here. Excuse me while I fix my setup here. Make sure that I can hear adequately too. COTP is like from 3 years ago, right? Yes. Yes, Ade Joseph FX. It is from like 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember the exact amount of years, but it was from quite some time ago. And we're going to talk about what has been going on, what they said was going to happen, and all this different stuff. And again, before I start talking about that, one thing that I want to mention that is I am not a financial advisor. All right. This is not financial advice in any shape or form. And I am not your financial advisor. All right. I am just a guy on YouTube showing you guys how I am participating in this cryptocurrency space and this time that we are in right now. I'm participating in a myriad of ways, and I have been for the last few years in different projects and different things that have been out here in the space that maybe if a lot of you have participated in. So in about 5 minutes, I'm going to get started about what COTPS or COTP or COTPS AI or however you call it, what it said it was going to do and all the different things and where it is right now here on February the 3rd, 2026. So come on in. If you feel like you want to share this with somebody, if there's somebody that you know that's out there that's been in COTPS, tell them come on in. I'm going to be sharing my opinion. Of course, I am not law. I'm not a lawyer, not anything like that. But what I am, as it pertains to what COTPS was and is I did participate in the platform as a I guess depositor of crypto. I leery on the side of investor because it wasn't really an investment, but I participated in the program quite some time ago, and I was able to participate in a sense of knowing what it felt like when you were involved in it was working and what it felt like when it stopped working for all of us. So come on in if you feel like you need this information today. And of course, we're going to talk about some other things. We're going to answer some questions that you guys may have as I talk. You know, I get the live chat here. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And if they're appropriate, I will answer. If they're not, then I won't. But I'll do the best that I can either way. We're also going to talk about what I believe is the most amazing platform in the space today, and that is MoveQuest. And there's a lot of reasons why I believe it's amazing, but we'll talk about those reasons later on in this video. I talk about MoveQuest all the time, all right? But there's some things that are going on also in the space in general that I feel like make MoveQuest one of the most amazing opportunities to link arms with now, especially as a beginner, as a person that does not know that much about crypto right now. And trust and believe, I know there are a lot of you. I know there are a lot of you that really don't know that much about cryptocurrency. You don't know how to get involved. You don't know how to purchase it. You don't know what to do when you get it because it's evident when we jump into some of these different platforms, and we learn a lot of things along the way in jumping in these platforms. We do learn how to acquire the cryptocurrency that it takes to deposit in some of these platforms. We do learn how to send and receive cryptocurrency and dealing with wallet addresses and, all of that different stuff, and exchanges and decentralized wallets where we own our keys. Some of us are getting that education along the way in some of these platforms that are only here to be here today and gone in a figurative tomorrow. We don't know exactly when these platforms were going to go away. And over the last 5-6 years that I've been talking about these different platforms and participating in these platforms, you learn some things along the way. So that is what I'm here to do today. I'm here to just share what I've learned along the way, and hopefully it can help us to make even better decisions as we participate in this space, because I do not believe that we should stop participating in cryptocurrency. I actually believe that if we are not learning some of these things, sometimes even the hard way, then we are not going to be able to keep up with the financial systems of the future. And I think that's going to be very, very important for not only just the consumer, not just for the regular person, quote unquote, but even for the businesses out there, for different entities. Companies are becoming tokenized, and they are tokenizing, they are taking part in cryptocurrency. And a lot of you will be participating in cryptocurrency over the next few years, and you won't even know it, because we are so integrated into whatever the systems are that you are used to, that you won't even know it. And some of you will not care about that, and that's fine. But what I do believe that we're all here to do, at least the ones that are watching me, we are motivated about creating better lives for ourselves. We are motivated by the prospect of doing things that can help us to get to the next level, whether that's financially, whether that's physically, whether that's emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is. That's what we are interested in doing. I believe that those that watch me, all right. And for those of you that don't know me, you'll learn. I'm one of those guys that don't mind motivating myself. So in turn, you guys get motivated, or you hear motivation along the way. I can't guarantee that you'll be motivated, but that's just the way that I am. I try to constantly find ways to motivate myself on a day-to-day basis. We're about to get started. It's 2:29. I said that I wanted to get started at 2:30, but I wanted to give some folks some time to hop in the room. It is now 2:30. So I want to talk about first. I want to reiterate that I am not a financial advisor. I'm not your financial advisor, and the stuff that I say in this video and this live is it's not financial advice. However, these are the things that I believe. These are the things that over my experiences, over the time that I've been in this space, that I've learned along the way. And they're not hard lessons to really learn if you take some time and really internalize some things. And it takes some time for some people. So the first topic that I want to talk about is COTPS. Now, COTPS was a platform that was around. I can't remember the exact year. It might have been 2002, 2003 timeframe. And there was a lot of folks that have been participating in the crypto space that participated in a lot of different things. There was a company called Novatech once upon a time. There was a company called Amini FX. There were many different companies, or companies, quote unquote, out there that were handling different things like trading, or so they said they were, or participating in different markets in whatever ways, but we were making deposits with cryptocurrency, right? So COTPS was a system in which, we were able to make a deposit of cryptocurrency into the system that was created. And then over time, we were getting like automatic withdrawals. And honestly, people love automatic withdrawals. They love ultimate passive income. And what I mean by ultimate passive income, that is literally where you have the illusion, in this sense, of just not having to do anything but put money in, and you were going to get money out. Now, there were things developed along the way in COTPS, like scripts and different things that allowed you to auto make presses that needed to be pressed, and I mean by buttons that were on the actual website, or the web version or the mobile version, whichever way that you were accessing the platform. So it was very easy to believe, or to even for a little bit feel the impact of a platform like this. And one of the things that we get wrapped up in this space is how we feel when things are working, right? When the thing that is out there that is the newest exciting thing, that's doing automatic withdrawals or is working and getting withdrawals at the very least, right? If we're able to, make a deposit and then get a withdrawal, we get excited about the prospects of what it can do over our future. We start mapping out different numbers and we start turning into mathematicians and accountants and all different type of stuff, trying to figure out what our futures are going to look like if this lasts. Now, most of us in this space that have been here a while, it's a thought, at least if this lasts for a certain amount of time. The unfortunate part about this is that there are a lot of new people that participate in this space that don't even really understand that these things are here today and gone tomorrow in their own mind frame and in their own mindset about the platform and how we participate in these platforms. So there's a lot of people that got involved with COTPS on many different levels, whether it was a minimum deposit or whether they put in their life savings. And literally, we heard a lot of different stories about people that put in large deposits of cryptocurrency. Now, it gets me thinking now, as I think back on that, folks that were able and that decided to put these large quantities of cryptocurrency into these platforms, they had to have learned how to acquire it, however that was sent to them, whether they bought it, whether they had to wire the money to an exchange and make that happen and had to wait a certain span of time at that time. Because there was a lot of folks, when you were trying to make a big purchase of crypto, you had to wait a certain amount of time. It was kind of like the bank, but there wasn't a whole lot of regulatory clarity at that time. And folks were just finding a way, right? And I think that's one of the most empowering things that you can learn from a thing like this, is because people were able to participate in cryptocurrency in a big way. But our decision with that cryptocurrency is what causes us to feel sometimes like we made a bad decision, right? If that same person that deposited it into COTPS had decided to just purchase that crypto and then keep it in a cold storage wallet and then have opened it up February the 3rd, 2026, I don't think that there's a person that would have done that could say today that they made a bad decision. If you're watching this right now, you think if you were in that situation and instead of depositing into a platform like COTPS, where it was just you putting your crypto in and hoping that it was going to do what it did for as long as it would or could, instead of that, going and just putting it in a cold storage wallet in Bitcoin and in Binance and Litecoin and XRP and any of these different coins or tokens that we have the opportunity to purchase, do you believe that you could say that crypto failed you? I don't believe that there's a person that would say that, because obviously we've seen nothing but gains in the cryptocurrency world over the last 3-4 years. But the reality of the situation is the COTPS took a lot of deposits from people, and there were leaders out there like myself that shared their experience, right? Now, I'm not a person that gets out there and tells you what to do, but I am a person that gets out there and shows you what I decided to do, right? So in that same light, a lot of people decided they were going to do the same thing, and they realized very quickly after that, especially if they joined after me, I think I was only able to participate in it for maybe a month and a half before it was gone. And there was a lot of people that learned a lesson that day, just like we learn in a lot of different platforms and different things like this in the crypto space that take advantage of our lack of knowledge. They take advantage of the fact that we don't know that much. And then on top of that, we're so passive. I won't call us lazy, but we're so passive in wanting something so passive that we don't really do a whole lot of research. We don't even really know how to do the research, if we're being honest, right? Especially not at that time. I didn't know how to do the research. I'll be the first to say. We thought we knew the rules of the space, and it really got condensed down to, hey man, look, if you want to take the risk, you do it, but it's your choice. And we don't know. These things could be here today and gone tomorrow. It literally got to that point. There was no trust, right? So COTPS, as you can see, comes and goes, right? Long way to say that, right? But I wanted to give a little bit of context to where we are now. So over the last few months, there has been a hype train. And when I say hype train, I mean hype train. And I'm going to back on up because there's an official AI COTPS group that I was watching, or that I have been watching since we started hearing this news. And of course, those of you that have been watching me, you know that I've been talking about this, and I've been sharing my opinion and my candid thoughts about whether I thought this was going to be here, coming, and able to do anything. And quite frankly, I said I did not believe that it was coming back, right? But I also said, because I participated in the previous iteration, I'm going to be paying attention, because if there's any way that I can come in here and get something out of this system, then I'm going to try to do that. All right. Now, before I jump into this, I want everyone that is watching right now, just drop a 1 in the chat, because I can't see if there's anybody watching. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to talk anyway. But if you can hear me clearly, if you can see me clearly, before I start this next section, I want to make sure that all of that is right now. I'm going to make sure my audio is right before I get into this next section. But if you can hear me or see me clearly right now, right, just put a 1 in the chat, right, or anything to indicate that you can hear me or see me. I'm going to get this next section started. I'm going to load my mic up into this next part, and we'll get into this next part. Thank you all. Joel Brown, thanks for letting me know. Craig Johnson, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. And we're going to get over into the Telegram group that I've been watching on COTPS that is geared more to the United States. So just give me a couple minutes, or it might even take that long, and I'll have it ready for you guys in just a second. One, two, 1, 2. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me clearly. If you can, just drop another 1. Don Samus, Sam, thanks for tuning in, and appreciate you putting your 1 in the chat. Now, I'm going to jump on in here to this Telegram group, and this is a pinned message, right? It said COTPS started operation in 2015 till 2020, but was operating behind the light. Only few people were aware of it until 2021 to 2022, before it was open to the public, and I called that a public testing stage. They shut down, went and rebuilt the program more secure and stronger to withstand any attacks this time, that they are back to shake the world. Now, listen, before I even continue on from that, I gotta say this. This is one of the things that pop up in this space a lot, that they blame their a lot of companies or platforms, they'll blame their falling out on a hack, right? Now, I am not going to sit here and say that you can't get hacked, because for 4, 5, 6 years now, I've been telling y'all, put your 2FA on all the platforms that you can, and all your wallets too, because if you ain't strapped, you're bound to get hacked. Ask me how I know, right? Those of you that have been watching me, y'all know I've been saying that for years. So I'm never going to tell you that you can't get hacked, and I'm for sure not going to say that these systems out here can't get hacked. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that that's what happens. I think that these platforms have a date in mind, or they have a number in mind, and as soon as they reach that number, they decide to come up with some elaborate escape, right? They do it in a way that makes you think it's going to come back. They do it in a way that makes you think that they were taken advantage of, instead of doing the taking advantage of, if you understand what I'm saying. Instead of them just flat out saying, hey, ha, we got you, they make it seem like it was something that was out of their control, that they couldn't recover from. They got hacked and stole all their money, and sometimes that happens in the space. There are crooks, and because crypto is the way that it is, when you make a transaction and you send some crypto off, that's it. It may be on a ledger, it may show you the wallet that it went to, but there's really no way of going in there and grabbing it back. So I'm not here to tell you that can't happen. This is why we talk so much about two-factor authentication and making sure that we are using wallets that have key phrases that you can write down and keep in safe storage. So if anybody tries to get access to your wallet and do things that are not what you want to happen, you have securities in place that only you can make sure that you are having access to your assets. All right. But COTPS, of course, claimed that it got hacked. So let's jump back into this real quick. All right. So, of course, they have been over the last few months, right? This is back in November. This is November the 15th, this post is. Attention, everyone. They're talking about the different scam sites that could happen, right? They talk about the different leaders that are admins in the group, making people kind of, and I don't know that these are real people that unfortunately may have gotten taken advantage of in this process. I really don't know, and it's unfortunate, in my opinion, right? Because, this is just my opinion, right? They had a whole U.S. group's rules you should abide by, and these are great rules. I think everyone should abide by, respect everyone, stay on topic, no spamming, no self-promotion, privacy matters, use appropriate language, respect admin decisions, report issues, be kind and supportive, and have fun. I agree that those are great principles to abide by, especially in a community of folks that believe in a project, right? And there are people that believe that COTPS in this new AI iteration was coming back. This is one of those things people do to build. And I don't know that this was something that just the human decided to put up and someone that, was a part of the real folks that were trying to band people back together to see what this is all about. But these aren't bad rules, right? I'm going to stay in the pinned messages. Latest points to note about COTPS. This is November 12th, 2025. COTPS will be back online after a 3-year hiatus with a countdown timer from November 15th to 19th, right? Withdrawals. They talked about how folks can get their withdrawals. Investors can withdraw their funds on November the 22nd with a 5% monthly compensation for the downtime. Now, we're in February, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Okay, so the initial comeback they were trying to get to believe was in November. Now, thank goodness they weren't taking any deposits that I know of, right? But this is how they start to build the belief and get people to get back on the hype train. Even if it takes them longer, even if they have to move the goalposts and don't tell nobody till they move it, it starts the belief, right? AI verification, supposedly they have. Users who lost their login credentials can use AI-powered video verification to recover their accounts. All this stuff that they're saying that they can do. Maximum withdrawal details, maximum $20,000 per transaction. So that starts to get the attention of those that put a lot of money in here, right? And of course, those that put a lot of money in there, if they are, God bless them, if they are still here to tell the story, they're probably going to be the first to tell people, hey, look, this thing is talking about maximum 20,000 per transaction. Maybe I can get my money out of here. I got to start telling people. Here's another thing. AI-powered trading will start with a 3.6% daily return. Red flag, red flag, red flag. There is not a platform in this space that can sustain, in my opinion, a 3.6, let alone a 1% daily return for a long period of time. This is just a number to entice you, in my opinion. All right? And that's just, of course, my opinion. But they're saying everything that a person wants to hear, right? They start talking about questions and answers, right? After reaching 10K in subscribers, this may change. So they're trying to get people in the group. They're saying, hey, if we get this amount of people in this group right here, we'll start telling y'all more. My goodness. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here because we are now in February. So I've been talking about this for a while. I've been sharing my opinion. I want to get now to this notification here. All right. This was posted today after folks had been waiting on this launch that was supposed to happen on what day was it supposed to happen? When was that launch supposed to happen? Y'all can, for those of you that know, you can put it in the chat. But they talked about the wait is over January 31st, right? They said it was coming back January 31st. Y'all see the hype here. Official announcement from Team AI COTPS. We are live now on AICOTPS.com. The wait is over. The system is live and active, right? Got everybody all excited. Got everybody all excited. And Lambo, I don't know if Lambo, you see me on live right now. But I'm on live right now, brother. Talking about And I know you just got back from Miami, so I'm sure you're going to want to talk about Miami, but I am on live, and I'm going to holler back at you, my brother. Let me send you a text message at you. I'll let you know I'm on live right now, and I'll holler back at you. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of stuff that happens in this space. The hype gets built up, and people get hurt by this because they really believe that this is going down. And it's not. It's not, ladies and gentlemen. In my opinion, it's not. Then, of course, when folks start to realize that it's not, and then the website shuts down, nobody can get access to what they're supposed to see, it's, everyone should remain calm. They're still working on the site so we can all, like they didn't have since November to figure out and test. There are ways you can test, and I've learned this through real actual projects and protocols. There are ways that you can test your platform for the amount of people that you can anticipate and beyond to make sure that it stands the test. This is just something that they put together to make you feel like they're working on something. They ain't working on nothing. I don't even know why they would go through this, especially if they didn't open up with deposits for people to deposit money. Now, I'm not telling you guys to do that. Obviously, don't deposit any in whatever, in my opinion, and I will say that all day. I promise you. If this were to ever even come back, and I would not make a deposit in this thing. I don't care if they try to do that card where they tell you, if you deposit 5% of what you had before, then you'll get your whole thing back. Trust me, people will fall for it, and it's unfortunate, but I'm letting you guys know right now that is a tactic that they will try to use, or that I have seen try to be used in this space. Don't fall for it, please. Please don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, as my brother would say. All right? They're trying to schmooze it over, right? We kindly request all users to please remain calm. Due to a technical issue, many users are currently facing login problems. Our team is actively working on it, and this is related to system security and data protection. It makes it sound real good, don't it? Which is our top priority. I hope so. Please allow some time to resolve it properly. Kindly avoid rumors. Do not trust negative or unofficial information. Stay connected only through our official channels. Everything will be resolved soon, and services will resume smoothly, like they ever started. What do you mean resume? Resume is crazy. Resume is crazy. Like it ever started. If there's anybody in the comment section that can tell me that they got into their back office in COTPS and say that they could say that this ever even started, then maybe I'll give some credit to the whole resume thing. But not even gonna do that, right? And that was January the 31st. I'm reminding you guys what day it is today. It is February the 3rd. All right, at 2:50 p.m. Eastern. Okay? So just today, now we're getting some folks that are starting to put some notifications in the chat. And, God bless y'all. Thank y'all for sharing your opinions because you can and you should be able to, just like I am today. And I feel bad for those that have gotten that deep into this reboot, quote unquote, process that you got your whole teams involved and got their hopes up. Hopefully the narrative to everyone was, hey, look, the way it went out, I don't trust it. So I'm not going to trust its reboot, but I'll keep you updated and posted on what gets done. Hopefully there wasn't anybody that was out there trying to add on to this hype train. All right. And of course, there's some folks that had some things to say that weren't that nice. You're going to vent. A lot of people want COTPS to be back. A lot of people want to be able to do this withdrawal process. They want to be able to get their crypto back. I understand. I get it. I know the feeling. I've been in platforms with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of crypto that I had deposited into these platforms that disappeared. Leaders disappeared, gone. You know what I had to do? I had to stand firm and keep being BOJ and keep on going. So I urge you guys to do the same things, and maybe you can come across something that it's doing it right in revolutionary ways, because crypto is revolutionary. It's still worth us learning about. It is still, the technology is still being developed. It's still being used, and it's never been used more than today in this time. And we're over here getting hell bent about something that was here years ago, trying to act like it's coming back. It's not. But I just want to read this, and then I'll be done talking about how I don't think AI COTPS is coming back, and how I don't think you guys all should have your hopes up about it, because I don't. All right? We'll just read this together, and we can call this a eulogy for COTPS, in my opinion. All right? And this is, of course, to the leaders, admins, and members of the official USA group. All right? Now, do I think this is going to come back in any other country? For those of you that are watching from across the pond and under the line and above the line and wherever you are in the world, I don't. But let's go ahead and read it anyway. Dear leaders, admin, and members of the official USA group, thank you for your detailed and candid message. I guess they sent a message in I didn't see. We sincerely appreciate the time, effort, and responsibility you continue to carry on behalf of your communities. First and foremost, we would like to acknowledge your concerns and frustrations. We fully understand the disappointment caused by the recent relaunch issues and the inconvenience it created for leaders, administrators, and investors. Please be assured that this was never our intention. The interruption during the launch was the result of unexpected technical and infrastructure challenges identified under live system load. So now they're just saying a whole bunch of stuff you guys probably don't even understand. As a security-first organization, we made the immediate decision to stabilize and protect the platform rather than risk operational or financial vulnerabilities. Our priority will always remain the safety, security, and integrity of all members' funds. Might I remind you that none of y'all have seen your funds over the last 3 years, all right? Anyway, we also recognize that communication and early coordination with leadership should have been stronger. Your feedback is valid, and we agree that structured updates, clearer guidance, and a controlled testing phase involving designated regional leaders will significantly improve future rollouts. My goodness. Moving forward, we are implementing exactly these measures to ensure better preparedness and transparency. A detailed corrective plan and timeline will be shared shortly, along with improved communication channels for all official leaders and administrators. Please know that we deeply value the United States community and your continued support, professionalism, and commitment to maintaining order within your groups. Your partnership is important to us, and we remain fully dedicated to rebuilding trust through actions, not just words. Thank you for your patience, understanding, and ongoing cooperation. Sincerely, Team AI COTPS. Ladies and gentlemen, that was about the best way that you could say a whole bunch of crap that you can do it. For that, I'll give them a little baby applause. That's about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys don't fall for this. And I know some of you will. So I'm here to let you know, I will not be falling for this. I can't tell you what to fall for. Just like y'all can't tell me what to fall for. All right? We all have our afflictions. But ladies and gentlemen, this is not something that I'm getting excited about, and hopefully you guys aren't either. I do understand that there are a lot of people that got taken advantage of by COTPS and what it was. And there's a lot of people that, out of belief of that platform and what it was doing at the time, there was a lot of it that was new to you. There was a lot of it that you had never seen before. I remember, and I'll zoom out of here so I can do this. I remember my first platform, Watermine, right? I did everything that I could to put all my money into it because I had, one, never seen anything like it, and two, it was working. And we're talking about $30,000 that I worked overtime to try to get in the middle of COVID, right? And for it to go down on me, I had a couple decisions that I had to make, right? I was one of those people that was counting on that daily income and all the stuff that I had built and put so much money into and effort into outside of the making of those deposits. Put a lot of effort into getting that crypto together. And for it to go down, I had a decision to make. Am I going to tuck my tail and run? Or am I going to continue to learn about this space, learn about crypto, learn about the opportunities in this space, and learn? And ladies and gentlemen, that was back in 2019. It's 2026 now. And as I can proudly say, I'm still here, paying attention to crypto, paying attention and learning more every day. I'm never going to jump on here and let you guys know that I'm some kind of crypto expert. That's never going to be my story. I don't think that in this evolving world of crypto and digital currencies and tokenization and all that different stuff, it's going to take a while to become somebody's expert at this. But I always believe that the best way to learn is through application and digging in and getting out there and kind of skinning your teeth in the game. You got to get out there and try, right? And COTPS was a lot of folks trying crypto. I'm here to let you guys know, don't give up on cryptocurrency because of things like COTPS. Don't give up on the opportunities that cryptocurrency can provide you and the financial freedom that is there for the taking. But there are some things that you got to learn. There are some things that you have to adopt. There are some disciplines that you have to adopt. And I'm still learning and I'm still adopting those disciplines. One of those disciplines is when you purchase a cryptocurrency, it's okay to hold on to it for a long time. What you may consider a long time. Some of you's threshold on a long time is a long time is next week. And I get it. Sometimes I live on a day-to-day type of schedule. So I get it, right? But there's a lot of people that purchased crypto back in 2017, 18, 19, did not sell it. And they are actually, matter of fact, a lot of them are still purchasing it today. All right? And they're glad that they did. This is a place for us all to learn about what the opportunities are here, right? So that gets into my next topic, right? So hopefully everyone to kind of put a cap on the whole COTPS AI, whatever they want to call it, situation. I don't believe, I'm going to look right in the camera and say this, I do not believe it's coming back. I don't want anyone out there to believe that I think it's coming back because I don't. I won't be making any type of deposit. What I will do is continue to pay attention. And if it opens up to make some kind of withdrawal or something like that, is something possible, I'll check into it and see if that's something that can be done for the masses. And if it is, I'm going to jump on here and tell y'all, hey, look, I got to withdraw. Go ahead and get in there while it's hot. But if it doesn't, which I do not believe that it will, what I am doing right now is hopefully encouraging you all to get ready to lick your wounds. But let's not give up on cryptocurrency. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not hang our hat up and decide that we're not going to learn anymore about cryptocurrency just because of a couple platforms or programs that were developed to take. Never to really give. They were developed to take from you. They were developed to take from the naive. They were developed to take from folks that were a little bit greedy. They were developed to take in the long term from folks that had networks or have networks. Preyed on a lot of different people that were out there that they knew had some reach. It could touch the people. I think about Jamsey. You know what I'm saying? Jamsey's my guy. But I can't get him to look at anything cryptocurrency related anymore. Because of the things that we have experienced, and some of them we experienced them together. You know? We experienced COTPS together, you know, and he was involved at least in a way that was able to help us to learn about a technology that was allowing a script to be run that we could take advantage of just getting in there and getting our clicks done. That was one of the first times I had seen his video because I was learning from the brother. He's a bright guy. And I still believe that he's an asset to this space because of what he has experienced. I still believe that the folks that had lost in these experiences like Novatech and Crypto Program and all these places that we lost big, we are assets to this space. Some of us don't, we haven't internalized it yet. I have. That's why I'm still here. But we are assets to this space. Folks like BOJ, I'm sorry. Folks like Lambo Drew and Anthony Deloach and, I got Vaughn and so many of the leaders out there that got their start really talking about and got their first scrapes in this space. We are assets. So I hate to see folks kind of not want to be here in this space anymore to share with their communities because they did work building their communities. Their communities still look out for their content. Anyway, I said all that to say I don't think COTPS is coming back. And that just is what it is. Now, right? We've already been on here talking for 40 minutes. If you're still tuned in, let me know you're tuned in. Type in tuned in the chat if you're still tuned in. And I just want to share a quick appreciation to you guys. I try to go live a little bit more often now because, it seems like you guys like the live content. And, of course, folks can always rewind it and go and check it out a little bit later. I want to let everybody know you can always reach out to me on Telegram at Bank of Gerald, just how it's spelled, BANKOFJHAROL. That's also my email handle, bankofgerald@protonmail.com. And Proton is spelled PROTONMAIL. I know there's a lot of folks that reach out to me to try to share. I won't say try, they do. They share their different opportunities with me. And while I'm always open to looking at things, I am honestly focused on one project protocol right now, which I do believe is the most amazing project protocol mining project that there is in the space right now. And the more that I'm involved in it on a day-to-day basis, the more that I get excited about the prospects that we have as folks that did not give up on this crypto space, that did not give up on platforms, that did not give up on communities being built around the belief that we can change our lives with crypto. That's why we're here. I think that's why we're here. I think we are here because we firmly believe that we can change our lives with crypto. And we have found a community of other people that believe, whether it's through these platforms that come and go, we have the belief. Don't give up on that. Hold on to that. If you need some, borrow some of mine. If you're listening to me right now, borrow some of my belief. Because I do believe there are some things out there that can change our lives still today. Now, there are going to be some possible other things that need to change in our lives first, but that's why I do motivational speakings. That's why I do those talks, those minute talks in the morning, or in the afternoon, whenever you may be watching this, right? You may be seeing that because I do believe that the mindset of everything that we are involved in is very, very important. All right. I wanted to shift into a conversation about the different tools that we have at our disposal when we're involved with cryptocurrency. And one of the things that we know as cryptocurrency enthusiasts is very, very important to have. As a matter of fact, it's essential. You have to have it to participate in cryptocurrency. And that is a wallet, right? You have to have a cryptocurrency wallet. Now, what kind of wallet, what brand, what company you use is all really pretty much up to you. It is decentralized. You can have your own preferences. You can like Coinbase. You can like Kraken. You can like Uphold. You can like Exodus. You can like many different wallets, and you can choose which one you want to use. But there's one that I'm really excited about as it pertains to the things that I am involved in, and that is MetaMask. And MetaMask, I used to be intimidated by MetaMask because it forced me to learn about Web3 just a little bit, because that seemed to be the reason why people were using it. They were getting involved in different staking mechanisms that were out there in the Ethereum chain, and because that's where it was based. And there's a lot of projects, of course, that have come and gone, but they were using MetaMask's browser. Now, at the time, I didn't really understand that these wallets could have browsers in them that allow you to connect to the website theoretically and figuratively. All right. It was literally allowing you to connect to whatever website had that Web3 capability through the browser in your wallet. There's many wallets that do it. I do believe Trust Wallet is one that does it. Token Pocket, I think, is one that does it as well. And some of you guys can mention some that you guys use. But I really started using MetaMask as more of my primary wallet when I got involved with MoveQuest, right? Because when it was GetFit mining at the time, we had to get on GetFit mining and link through our wallets, right? So that we could participate in GetFit mining before it rebranded to MoveQuest. And that's how I learned how to get crypto over there. And I had already kind of knew how to purchase it because I used Coinbase, I used Kraken, I used different exchanges to purchase it straight from my bank account. All right. So MetaMask became my primary wallet. Of course, when I had to start sending Avalanche over to it so that I could pay my submission fees for MoveQuest on a day-to-day basis. So as a person that is using MetaMask, you start to get some email notifications. All right? Because when you sign up for MetaMask, you put your email in and different stuff like that. So fast forward a little bit down the line, I'm seeing that MetaMask is starting to adopt more cryptocurrencies that I'm familiar with. Now, a lot of us were using TRC and Tron and Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin is the granddaddy, right? But Bitcoin was not on MetaMask. A couple months ago, I think maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, I can't exactly remember when they added Bitcoin, but you can now purchase and transact Bitcoin on MetaMask. So I believe that opens up its user base tremendously. And when I think about how that applies to the projects that I'm in right now, a lot of people would give me the thing about, oh, well, MetaMask is hard to use and this and that. And of course, we all know that those are just excuses. For anybody that really wants to learn something, they'll ask questions on how to do things, not make statements on why they can't do things, right? If you really want to do it, you'll figure out how to do it. No matter what it is, if you really want to do it, you'll ask questions. You won't make statements, right? So people were making statements that it was hard to purchase Avalanche and this and that, and they can't turn their Bitcoin into Avalanche because they have Bitcoin on Cash App and all this different stuff, right? But now, since you can purchase and send and receive Bitcoin, that opens up the amount of people that might be able to purchase Avalanche. So that's how I started talking about it to some of the people in my networks of folks like, hey, look, MetaMask is something that you guys got to look at because, of course, I'm going to keep talking about MoveQuest. Y'all know that. That's how the link happens, all right? And there's so much going on with MoveQuest that makes MetaMask's wallet right now the best wallet to use. Now, for those that know, MoveQuest is going to have its own stuff pretty soon. So I'll like the two options, quite honestly, because I've gotten used to MetaMask, but I will love to learn the new stuff that's coming on with MoveQuest. But I'm saying all this to say that MetaMask is quickly becoming one of my favorite wallets. And I got a notification. I'm going to read it to you guys. I got this notification, I believe, today or yesterday. And for those of you that subscribe to Watcher Guru, you got a little notification on this today. But MetaMask put out an email today. And for those of you that are paying attention to cryptocurrency in the world, we know that tokenization of real-world assets is not coming. It's here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's here, right? So this is the email that I got, right? Probably not going to be able to see it, but this is from MetaMask. And I'm just going to read it to you guys, okay? So take my word for it or not, whatever. But it says here, this is the true story of hundreds of tokenized assets picked to live in your wallet. Say hello to real-world assets, or RWAs, on MetaMask. You can now trade 200 plus tokenized versions of top US stocks, index funds, commodities, treasuries, and more from almost anywhere in the world, right on MetaMask Mobile, powered by Ondo Global Markets. It also says this: ever wanted to get economic exposure to Apple, to gold, or Investco QQQ? For those of you that know what that is. I don't. I need to do my research. Instantly, globally, without a middleman. I mean, this is why we're involved with crypto in the first place anyway, because we want to be able to do things instantly, globally, and without a middleman. Y'all dig what I'm saying? If y'all understand what I'm saying, if y'all understand the whole reason why we're paying attention to crypto in the world in the first place, put a 1 in the chat. I'm going to keep on reading. Y'all can put those 1s whenever you like. Or put it in the comment section if you're watching this later. All right? Now, with RWAs, real world assets, you can earn from the traditional assets' underlying value and put these tokens to work across DeFi for lending, swapping, and yield. Then it goes on to say what you can do with RWAs on MetaMask, right? You can invest from outside the US. So for those all over the world, you can now participate in the United States economy and global economy. You can skip the extra signups. You can trade 24/5 and transfer 24/7. You can put assets to work in DeFi. And you can do it all from your phone. Then it goes on to say how to start buying and selling real world assets. First, you update your MetaMask mobile. If you have not downloaded the MetaMask app, ladies and gentlemen, download it. All right? Go ahead and download the MetaMask app. You don't have to use my link if you don't want to. But what I think I'm going to do right now is I'm going to provide it for you guys in the chat if you'd like it. All right, so y'all give me a second and I'll provide it for you. For those of you that don't have MetaMask and you've been interested in MoveQuest, you got to get MetaMask. I'm here to let you know it is a trusted source. It is a trusted wallet in the crypto community. In my opinion, I believe it is a very trusted wallet in the crypto community, all right? And there's going to be other folks that have other options, and that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Let me see. Trying to figure out why exactly that won't load, because it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you guys get the application. You can find it in your Google Play stores. You can find it in your Apple stores. MetaMask. MetaMask. All right. So I did all that to say, I just clicked on the real world assets button right now. You can make swaps for things like Google. Let's see what else is here. What else is on the tokenized part? That didn't quite make it easy to find. Anyway, I'll do some more research on that, by the way, because I think I want to participate. But it says right here in the back in your MetaMask app, it says real world assets are here. Invest in 200 plus tokenized assets outside the US, and it's there for us. So that's some of the opportunity that we have in DeFi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm learning more about it every day. Like I said before, I am not an expert, but I'm committed enough to crypto to learn about the different things that are going to be accessible to us, because I think we all should, especially if we've been in the crypto space this long, getting taken advantage of by this company and this project and that project. It is now time to start learning about things that are actually here and actually have some protections. I mean, a lot of people are going to be getting involved in cryptocurrency through their mutual funds and ETFs and different things of that nature. That you have the opportunity to do right now. ladies and gentlemen, some of you guys are going to be going to your banks and you're going to be seeing, hey, you can purchase crypto through us right here. All right. So you don't got to take my word for it, but pay attention to what's going on in the world because you are going to start seeing it. All right. Now, I say all that to say, when I'm coming through this, and this is my last topic really, because I want to reiterate how important I believe the education is about cryptocurrency. And I want to kind of tie this all into MoveQuest, of course, because MoveQuest, I do believe, is, and I will continue to say this, I think it's the most life-changing projects in the space today. It is one of the most life-changing crypto protocols that there are in the space today. All right? And I'll always have many, many reasons why, right? First of all, I'm a product of the product. I'm a person that is more excited about getting physical fitness and all that stuff in on a day-to-day basis than I've ever been in my life. And I would be lying to you if I told you that the prospects of being able to earn an actual income, an actual asset, actual opportunity through the things that I'm doing anyway on a day-to-day basis. God willing, I'm going to get up and get out of bed every morning. God willing, I'm going to have an opportunity to give of myself in different places, whether it be work or service to others or at church or my gigs or whatever the case may be, or a service to myself at the gym and getting a workout and getting a walk in or playing golf or things that I enjoy, all the different things that I do on a day-to-day basis. MoveQuest gives me the opportunity to mine a cryptocurrency by submitting that proof of activity to the blockchain. And there is not another opportunity out there like it. And as we start thinking about all the opportunities that cryptocurrency gives us, right? And I think about what MoveQuest gives us the opportunity to do, right? And here's what I want the world to be able to understand. There is not a project that I've been able to find that you can mine a cryptocurrency with your physical activity, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, your steps, the calories you burn, the sleep that you get, the distance that you walk, run, bike, swim, physical stuff, not driving or anything like that, right? But the things that you do physically. That opportunity to mine a legit token, if you think about it just a little bit bigger, right? If a whole community gets involved with MoveQuest and thinks a little bit bigger, as we start to pay attention to what's going on in cryptocurrency right now, we are seeing the ebbs and flows of token prices out there all over the world. We're seeing some of our favorite tokens go up and down and all around, right? And in the usual sense, we would have to go and purchase those cryptocurrencies, right? Purchase them with our hard-earned money or whatever the case may be. And if we want to purchase some more, we have to go get some more money. We have to find a way to go make some more money, go get it, go turn it into crypto, go get the asset, right? MoveQuest is the first opportunity that I have seen that has given me the opportunity to, instead of purchasing just the cryptocurrency, right? Because, of course, we know how to do that. We know how to acquire the asset. But then I can turn that asset into an asset that can multiply, an asset that has the ability to create, an asset that has the ability to manufacture, or for the better word to use in this sense, mine, right? So in a hypothetical situation, if I'm mining MQT with my physical ability to move, because I have purchased docking slots to be opened, and in those docking slots, I have purchased and acquired miners that work for the rest of my life, right? With that physical ability that I have and to move and all that different stuff, how grand it may be, how minuscule it may be, whether I'm getting 20,000 steps or 1,000 steps in a day, I'm able to turn my physical activity into a cryptocurrency. It almost doesn't matter which one it is, but it is MQT. Now, yes, I have to submit my proof of physical activity on the blockchain, which is a fee. And yes, I have to open these docking slots, which have been $80 up to a certain point. It will be $100 for those of you that know, you know. Yes, we had to open those. But I only had to open those one time. They're open for the rest of my life. Then I was able to acquire these miners that are NFTs. Those of you that know that NFTs are real, you understand that you have to purchase them, but they have capabilities. These particular NFTs have the capabilities to serve as miners for a cryptocurrency. So when I have acquired that cryptocurrency MQT with my physical activity, and because I purchased miners at whatever level I decided to do that, because there are many levels of miners that you can have, I'm able to mine that cryptocurrency. I am then able to turn that cryptocurrency into whatever cryptocurrency I want to. Is there a process to doing that? Yes. Is that something that you should know if you're going to participate in the cryptocurrency world? Yes. Should we know how to swap one cryptocurrency to another cryptocurrency? Absolutely. Do we have the power to do a swap from one cryptocurrency to another cryptocurrency? Yes. Yes, we do. These are the things that we learn by participating in the space. Which brings me to my point. I believe that MoveQuest is the perfect opportunity for people to adopt that will teach them about the key things that they need to know in cryptocurrency. That's my belief. I believe that MoveQuest is the perfect opportunity to bring to that new person that doesn't have any knowledge of crypto. Now, BOJ, why do you believe that? So glad you guys asked, y'all, and I'm about to tell you why. Because when you take something as practical as physical movement, I'm joking, but physical movement, things that millions of people do on a day-to-day basis is they put one foot in front of the other. Can we agree? If you agree that you believe that the majority of the world puts one foot in front of the other, put I agree in the chat or in the comment section, whenever you may be watching this. I know we've been on for an hour. You might not even be tuned in anymore. But if we can come to an agreement and say that you believe, or we believe, that the majority of the world puts one foot in front of the other. Now, I'm going to say this. Can we believe, or do we have any inkling that most people, I'll say 16 years old and over, have smartphones? I know there's a gap that doesn't. Now, when we can combine putting 2 feet in front of the other and everyone having a smartphone, then I believe that we can all manufacture whatever cryptocurrency that we want through MoveQuest. That's my bold statement today. I believe that we can manufacture with our own physical bodies any cryptocurrency that we want by participating in MoveQuest. Of course, for the simple fact that I can actually have the capability to turn this token that is real. This is not some pie in the sky token. This is not some token that somebody promised was going to have value. This is not some, now it may deal with the ebbs and flows of going up and down, as all cryptocurrencies do, legit ones. We're seeing Bitcoin in its lowest low since the election in 2024. So who's to say that the granddaddy of them all can't experience the ebbs and flows of the crypto space? But ladies and gentlemen, can I sell my MQT to purchase Bitcoin? You darn skippy I can. Is there a process to do it? Yeah. But I have the capability of doing it. Is it worth doing it? That's what everyone has to assess for themselves. Yes, there are going to be fees that you have to pay to turn one cryptocurrency to another cryptocurrency and all of that different stuff that just happens, but you have control over that. Someone said the problem with MoveQuest is that it costs more to submit your daily activity than what you receive. Then, of course, you have to decide how much you are submitting. You have control over that. You have the decision to power down your miners, put in docking slots, putting the miners in the docking slots that fit where you are. So that's a conversation that you have to have for yourself. And I think that in this space, we're not taught that. We're not taught how to make decisions for ourselves. And I'm not saying that you haven't. And I appreciate the comment. Beryl Gabstein, 9581. I do appreciate the comment because that allows me to talk about this. Because a lot of people that say that, they say that, hey, it's costing me more to submit on a day-to-day basis than the actual token is right now. That's my reality. I'm choosing to do it for several different reasons. And MoveQuest has given me plenty of reasons to do that. But where else am I going to be able to sacrifice a cup of coffee a day to earn a cryptocurrency that can be exponentially more than that cup of coffee? I'm willing to spend $7 a day. And might I add, as a person that is a 18 Titan holder in 18 docking slots, I pay $7.43 in submission fees on a day-to-day basis. So I'm one of those people that are paying the most that you can pay, or around the most that you can pay to participate in MoveQuest. So I get it. But it's everyone's individual choice, and that is what having the opportunity does. At least you have the opportunity to decide. Now, of course, there are things you're going to sacrifice if you decide that you are not going to operate with as powerful miners as what you are paying. Right? There are things to that. You may not mine as much MQT as you were before for the same amount of physical activity that you're doing. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, they've even added things like boosts and rests to incentivize us to continue to submit our proof of physical activity. And when I tell y'all I use those boosts and I use those rests every day, I do it. Now, I just believe in the opportunity that we have. And I'm one of the people that are sharing it. So, of course, a lot of people aren't going to be in that vein of feeling like you want to share MoveQuest, right? But one thing that I can say is that every one of those submission fees that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, I'm seeing it pop up in maybe not necessarily the line item liquidity deposit because I'm not checking for that. There is capability to do that and check liquidity and check all the deposits in it and all that great stuff on a day-to-day. You guys can do that. That's the beauty of a decentralized platform that's real. All the contract addresses are on the website. You can go and check them out. I encourage you, if you have that itch to scratch, go scratch it. It's giving you the scratcher. A lot of platforms and opportunities won't give you the scratcher. So anyway, just to come back to the statement that was made, the problem with MoveQuest is that it costs more to submit your daily activity than what you receive. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's relative because there was a time that MoveQuest was at $20 and at $50 and higher, right? And the community decided to sell their token. They didn't want to hold on to it. That's the community's prerogative. That's one of the things I think is beautiful about MoveQuest. Everyone had the opportunity to sell it if they wanted to, and it's still around to talk about. Still healthy, too. A $6 token is still a healthy token. $7 token is still a healthy token, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not a tokenomics expert, but for it to have all the cells and to continue to be able to pump liquidity and soak up all and absorb all the impact of it all and continue to press on with the community of folks that are submitting right now, which is probably around 23 to 2,400 wallets a day. I hope you guys understand how ground floor that kind of opportunity is when we're talking about a global opportunity where the practicality of it is you put 2 feet in front of the other or you move your body and you use your smartphone to attach yourself to the technology. You are going to wait till it gets to $100 and $1,000 and $50,000 and $100,000 to participate in a way that makes it make sense for you. That's fine. A lot of you are going to take the opportunity that you have right now and sacrifice that $7.50 or less a day to be able to acquire as much of this token as you can. You'll decide what side of that fence you're on. You have the choice to decide that. We all do. I do too. I can decide to take advantage of this movement in crypto and sell my MQT and go buy some Bitcoin. You can too. Everybody can. But where else am I able to get that MQT from my physical, my movement of my body? I don't care if I only mined $1.50 worth of MQT. And by the time I turned it into Bitcoin, it was 50 cents worth of Bitcoin. I don't care. From my physical body, I was able to acquire 50 cents worth of Bitcoin in that example. Now think about it. You get yourself $1.50 worth of MQT you mined today, right? And then you just hold on to it. It's a fraction, right? But let's just say this thing goes viral and it catches the attention of the world as a health initiative, which it has the opportunity to do. As we all know, we need to be living healthier and more physically fit lifestyles. Very trendy here in the United States. I'm sure it's very trendy all over the world. Not all over the world, but y'all understand what I'm trying to say. All right? We're not the only places that need, United States is not the only place that needs to be more physically active. Okay? All right? Y'all not just going to make fun of us. But anyway, what I am trying to say is, with something as practical, with something as I don't even know what the right word is, inclusive, as mining with our physical bodies. And the fact that there's less than 2,500 wallets doing it right now, it's going to catch on. And when that price surges, that $1.50 worth of MQT that you got, when it turns into $1,500, you have some choices you can make at that point. You can decide to sell some of that MQT and participate in the crypto space like a real investor can. And take $100, buy XRP, $200, buy Bitcoin, take $400, buy this token, that token. All these different tokens you can participate in because you decided that you were going to participate in MoveQuest first. And turn your physical body into the miner of the cryptocurrency assets that you want in the future. I think that that is the most ingenious thing that we could possibly do and incorporate our physical health and our ability to acquire cryptocurrency assets and put them together. How genius is that, ladies and gentlemen? I think that is genius. If you think that's genius too, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if y'all think that's genius. I just think that that's groundbreaking technology that everyone needs to take advantage of. Yes, it's not the most passive thing in the world. Yes, it's not me just going and acquiring the asset and then just deciding to go dump into the platform. If I really want to just go dump it, then I'll go participate in MoveQuest's hatchery. I will go participate in the hatchery. And for that person that also said the problem with MoveQuest is that it costs more to submit your daily activity than what you receive. Okay, let me challenge you to do this. Right? You can take 500, 1,000, whatever it is that you want to take. Because I'm not here to tell you what to do. But whatever you feel like is comfortable for you, just like a person would get comfortable in making a deposit in any one of these platforms, right? You go and you buy MQT, right? From SushiSwap. You do a swap from one of the tokens you can acquire in MetaMask. It's very, very simple to do, right? You participate in one of the hatcheries. Do you know that you can participate in the hatchery rewards just by making a submission, right? Now, hold on to that. Now, submissions for some that have a whole lot of miners can be expensive, right? For the person that's having the lowest level miners, like $1.80 a day if you've opened up all your docking slots. And you don't have to open up all your docking slots. We just, we think it's the best thing to do to future-proof yourself before they get more expensive. But let's just say you don't want to do that. You just have one dock slot open and you put one miner in. Hypothetically, you can still submit on that one miner. Now, yeah, you might not be mining a whole lot at all, right? But you're submitting every day. Do you know what it takes to participate in the hatchery is only your submission? So you can take $50,000 worth of NQT that you just purchased, did a swap for, right? Put it all in the hatchery. And for 10 cents a day, you can do your submissions on a day-to-day basis, and you will receive the rewards for being in the hatchery. Yes, you'll have to have your MQT staked in there for a certain amount of time. You can go in the back office and look up that information. I've done videos on it. I'll do more videos if you guys like. I can do that, no problem. But that's what I would suggest to a person that doesn't believe that they're getting the MQT that they need from their daily submission. Participate in the hatchery. Take that deposit and say, I'm going to put it in the hatchery and I'm just going to submit my $10, my 10 cents a day, 20 cents a day, whatever it is, with a few miners and the all that different stuff. That's cool. That's still helping the ecosystem because what you did, you purchased the MQT and now you're saying, I'm going to stake it, which means I'm not going to sell it for a certain amount of time. Whether it's 10 days, that kind of mechanism with a platform that has only given transparency. I mean, all the way down to the contract addresses for every smart contract that is involved in this platform, in the project, in the protocol, I should actually say, because that's what it is right now. MoveQuest has the ability to have other legit crypto protocols be a part of its ecosystem and gain liquidity through just participating in their own physical movement and submitting on if they submit. There's a project right now. There's an educational platform called Bullish Moon that is building liquidity in their token, their Bullish Moon educational token right now through the ecosystem of MoveQuest. Because to participate in that, you have to first submit your physical activity to MoveQuest, and then you have the opportunity to participate. It's like a toll booth. It's like for me to get to down the Tullis Road, quicker, whatever, I had to pay that toll. So I pay the MoveQuest toll, and then I can participate and get to that place that I'm trying to go, or participate in that certain token. There may be some health insurance companies out there one day that look at MoveQuest and say, hey, look, we could probably lower premiums for people if we knew that they were physically active on a day-to-day basis. That makes sense because you're helping us. We want people to, a health insurance company that wants to do good work in the community, I would believe that one of their main things that is concerning is folks' health. Duh. And I do believe, and I'm not a trainer, I'm not a physical trainer or a nutritionist or anything like that, but I do believe there are many studies out there that say a person that is physically active has a longer chance of living. Of course, there are always risks out there, but the percentage of folks and the chances of folks living longer lives, I think, is directly correlated to their physical fitness. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. All right, I welcome the comment section, whatever comments y'all may have. But all that being said, when you've got something as powerful as MoveQuest that can combine that fitness aspect with, and whatever fitness level you are, might I add, with the financials, with whatever financial level you are, might I add, when you can put them together, you link arms with educational platforms, whether they want to be with us or not. You start to share with leaders and folks that feel comfortable with sharing great ideas with communities. You're going to see this thing grow. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got some stuff for those of you that are still listening, for those of you that are like, okay, well, I don't have enough money to pay for my submission. What if I told you that every person that you helped open a docking slot and then get their miner, purchase their first miner, or their first 2 or 3 or 4, For every one of those miners that people start off with, usually the Trailblazer or Explorer, one of them is $100. One of them is $150. What if I told you that MoveQuest was willing to reward you in the native token of whatever blockchain that transaction was done on? They're going to reward you in 50% of that native token. So let's say that it took $100 worth of Avalanche to purchase your first Trailblazer miner. For the person that helped you do that, they're going to get 50% of that purchase. Now, if we're just talking about sales in the regular world, there is not a company, there is not a company out there that is going to pull up their sales package and say, hey, look, for every one of our products that you sell, for every one of these products, these $100 products that you sell, you're going to get 50% of the money. Now, I say that not really knowing. I don't know. I don't really know. But I know that if I go and I sell this native lotion that I use every day, Sweet Peach and Nectar, that I bought for about $10, I know that I'm not getting $5 for that every time I help them sell it. Now, this is not multi-level marketing. I know a lot of people were going to say, well, I thought MoveQuest wasn't MLM. No, it's not, because it's one level. It's only the people that you personally tell this to that you have the opportunity to earn or be rewarded in that 50% of the miner that they decide to acquire when they open their docking slot. The docking slot is $80 worth of AVAX or MQT, depending on which docking slot you're getting. All that information is in the back office, ladies and gentlemen. But listen, the opportunities that people have are there. So for that person that says, well, I don't have the money to continue to submit on a day-to-day basis. Well, if you were making 50% of $100 miner purchases and $150 miner purchases that were given to you in the native token, in this example, it would be Avalanche, which we all know is being used to pay our submission fees, right? I think that's a way for us to earn the money that we need to submit. By sharing and helping folks buy $100 miners, $150 miners. You kidding me? That we're going to own for life because they're NFTs? And of course, we're going to have the ability to lease these miners. So these miners are going to be able to make more money on top of each other over time for you owning them. For those of you that know, you know. All right. I've been in MoveQuest since 2024. So I know a lot. I know what's coming. I know what's been here. I know how long it's taken us to get to where we are right now. I know how everyone feels about being told it was going to launch on this date and all that different stuff, because we started our conversation today talking about that. But one thing that I think you'll experience is the difference between MoveQuest and a COTPS is that MoveQuest actually does what they set out to do. While we can't really say the same for COTPS. So, with that being said, I want to take a few minutes to answer some questions that you may have. I'm going to stay on until 4 o'clock today. 4 o'clock, I'm going to take a nap. I've been talking long enough. Y'all been listening to me talk long enough. I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate y'all just staying in with me. I want to send an applause to you guys for hanging on in there with your boy for just about an hour and 30 minutes, y'all. Y'all should be proud of yourselves. For all of you guys that made it this far, I really do appreciate it. We're going to be going live much more often. I love just being able to freely speak and talk to you guys. And then for everyone that decides to put a comment in the comment section, I greatly appreciate comments. So put them in there. I try to respond to them, whether I get the opportunity to respond to them on air or in the comment section is all up to you guys. All right. You guys make that decision when you guys decide that you want to comment. So I'll be on here for the next till 4 o'clock, so less than 15 minutes now. So if there's any comments, any questions that you guys may have about the space, about my experiences, about MoveQuest, about Anything else out there in the space that you may want my opinion on, go for it. But just put it in the comment section, and I'll just stop what I'm talking about at the moment, and I'll just answer the question. All right. I am one of those people that is so excited. I mean, I woke up today and I went to the gym and I got my walking in, I got some running in, I got into the sauna and burnt some extra calories. Just things that are adding to my life's value is literally adding to my life's value, because every day that I submit my proof of physical activity, I'm earning a piece of a token that, one, I truly believe in. I believe in it like I believe in XRP. I believe in it like I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in it like I believe in Ethereum. I believe in it like I believe in Avalanche, because it's directly involved with MoveQuest. And I believe in what MoveQuest is doing and what it's going to bring. I believe in its own chain. I believe in its own wallet. I believe in the power of decentralization. I believe that all of us want legit opportunities. All of us want opportunities that we feel like we can hang our hat on and feel comfortable with. But there is not an opportunity out there that should feel so good that we let our hands off of our assets. All right? We should always have some bit of ownership. All right? Even in the MoveQuest portion right here, I may be sending a smart contract to mint and mine and to purchase these miners, but these miners I own. I have ownership of them. If I do the deep dive into my wallet and different stuff like that, I see them in my wallet. They are line items in my MetaMask. So I know that I have the ownership over them. As long as I have the ownership of my keys, my key phrases, I own these assets. And we have the opportunity right now to link arms with a project. And I'm kind of talking to my leaders right now. They may never see this. Maybe, hopefully, one day I do hope that they see this. And, folks that have been out there like Sal and Jamsey and all the folks that are in this space, whether they're participating in the platforms that are out there here, that are here today and gone tomorrow, or whether they're deciding that they're not going to participate in this space at all in the same capacity. I really want them to really try to pick apart MoveQuest, because I trust them. I trust what they have seen in this space. I trust what they have experienced in this space. Folks like Ryan Lomax Glover, folks like Anthony Deloach, folks like Jackson Armstrong, folks like all of these different people that I look up to in this space that have been here. And even some of the ones that have decided they're not going to be here anymore. I mean, I'd love to see Crypto Muscle involved. I'd love to see Crypto Muscle jump in here and purchase some miners and be a part of this ecosystem. From what I remember, Crypto Muscle works out. All right? I've even gone on Behind MLM to look and see if they've wrote anything about Get Fit Mining and MoveQuest over the last few years, and they haven't. Of course, they've had their hands full talking about all the other BS that's out here. But this is the first time I've really felt that a project has aligned with what I wanted or what I was trying to achieve in my own personal life. It's the first time. And I'm excited about it. So, I want to let everybody know there's going to be a call tonight for MoveQuest. It's going to be 7 o'clock. As far as I know right now, it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right. I usually have to catch the replays now because at 7 p.m. I am in a rehearsal. So it gets a little hard for me to do both at the same time. But and tonight it will be difficult. But there are always replays. I have a Telegram group, so you can reach out to me on Telegram at Bank of Gerald, BANKOFJHAROL. You will find me. There's no underscores or anything like that. You can message me and get the link to my Telegram group. You can email me and get the link to my Telegram group on MoveQuest. I'm dropping as much of the information there as I can, along with my own personal input, my own personal outlook, and what I am getting on these replay calls, I drop right there into the chat with that community as well. I do not allow anybody to speak in that group but me. So the reason why I do that is because sometimes Telegram groups can get really, really messy. Folks can get taken advantage of in the midst of conversation. And if I'm not there paying attention to everything and can't block people and do all that different stuff live and on the go, then it just makes it a risky place. But if I'm the only person that can make the announcement in there, then those that have decided to trust me, you've already decided to trust me. You've already decided to take what I'm saying in the group as something that you can believe that is at least factual in my eyes. And that's what I commit to putting in those groups. And if there's ever a time that those groups get compromised, I'll know it and I'll put a blast out. But it hasn't happened over the last few years that I've had my own Telegram groups. And this is the only one that I'm really using and talking about. So I just want to let everybody know that those resources are there, as well as a Discord channel for the community in MoveQuest as well. All of that stuff is on the homepage of MoveQuest. So just to summarize everything that we've talked about today, COTPS, we talked about how I just don't believe it's coming back, but might be some folks that are still holding out on hope. But what I commit to doing, since I was a person that was also a participant in COTPS, the first iteration, I will always be paying attention. I will always be checking in. As long as they allow me access to this group, I'll be able to see what's going on in this group and let you guys know if it ever comes back and becomes something that we can do a withdrawal from. I'd love to do one live right here on the channel. That'd be great. But I just don't think that that's going to happen. I'm not holding out on hope, and I don't think that you guys should either. We segued into the conversation about MetaMask and how we have the ability right now, whether you are a crypto savvy or the crypto noob, the beginner in the crypto space, I do believe that there's always something intriguing to the new and old investor, that we have the ability to invest in real world assets through this tokenized space. And MetaMask is one of those wallets that allows us that opportunity. And MetaMask is one of those wallets that is directly correlated with how we interact with the best platform in the world, best protocol in the world to date, and that is the MoveQuest protocol, which I will gladly talk about in length all the time, or any opportunity that I get the chance to do so. With the knowledge that I have of it, I don't know everything, but the things that I do know are enough to keep me involved, keep me engaged, keep me going, keep me talking about the opportunity that we have. And I do believe it is an opportunity that the world can take advantage of, and it doesn't have to cost you $1,500. It doesn't have to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars to participate in a system that can serve you and your community. And this is something that I do believe is going to serve you first. All right, you're going to be the walking billboard for MoveQuest. You know, when you show up to the function and you've been on a 90-day journey, you've been out there getting your 5, 10, 15,000 steps in a day. Next thing you know, your clothes fit different. You have to go and buy new clothes, and you're having wardrobe, I won't say malfunctions, but I'll say those are good problems to have when your clothes start to get a little bit bigger, because you are getting healthier, because you are shedding some of that weight that doesn't need to be there. If it needed to be there, it wouldn't fall off. If you were, if you catch them on the drift, all right? And I think deep down, a lot of us are a lot less confident in our own lives because of the self-esteem issues, or the lack thereof that's coupled in with our physical fitness and our health and those things like that. So I think this is a way that the world can start to experience a little bit of personal change, because that's where it has to start: physical, our mental, our emotional, our spiritual, before it can get to anybody else. So I do believe that MoveQuest really does have aspects of all of that in there. And then, of course, we ended the conversation by just reminding you guys a little bit of the opportunity that we have with MoveQuest, because you have the opportunity, as a person that is a participant, as a person that shares MoveQuest on its first level. For those of you that are under you that get minors at the Trailblazer and Explorer level, it may not be all the way clear now, but it will be. You have the opportunity to earn 50% of the purchases of those miners. And anytime that you can make something or have the ability to sell or share with someone an opportunity to have a product that they'll own for life, this lotion gonna run out, right? I could get a bigger bottle. I could get one with a fancier nozzle. I could get one with a better formula, right? But eventually it's gonna run out. These miners that we are acquiring in this decentralized space will work for us as long as we work them. We'll own them for life, ladies and gentlemen. There's not a whole lot of things that we can own for life that cost $100. There's not a whole lot of things that we can own for life that cost $150. There's not a lot of things that we can have working for us on a day-to-day basis. It only costs $80 to open the capability and then $100 to $150 to fill that slot with the powering mechanism that it needs to earn for us a valuable token for the rest of our lives. We have that opportunity with MoveQuest, and the only thing we have to do is decide that we want to be a part of it, learn a little bit about crypto, and then link arms with someone that'll teach you a little something. All right? I share a lot of knowledge on my channel. I may not be able to touch every person in the world, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm in an opportunity right now where I can share information and help. All right? Burrell Gibstein says, I have 18 slots, 14 Titans, and 4 Vanguards, and 3K in the Golden Hatchery. We used to get 2 to 3 MQT, and now even with a boost, we're getting 0.5 MQT and cost 0.7 of AVAX. Well, let me share this with you. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the dynamic, what is it called? It's dynamic mining. So there was, and for those of you that did not know this and are just hearing this for the first time, and you have to, and just to get to that second comment, you have to come to whatever will justify for you submitting on a day-to-day basis. You know, I have, like I said, I have all 18 Titans and all 18 Vanguards and a little over 5,000 in the Golden Hatchery, right? So not number watch or anything like that, but I am convicted to submit every day because I don't care if it's 0.1 MQT or 3 MQT. If MQT goes to $100,000, it'll be worth every day that I submitted for $7.43, right? Now, the dynamic mining, that change was made, and I thought this was brilliant, okay? Because this also incentivizes us to scale the community up. But there was a problem going on, and there was a select amount of MQT that was going to be released on a day-to-day basis, regardless of the amount of people that submitted, right? And we tried that method for a while, and it wasn't working. It was hurting the token. There was people continuing to sell off, and they were doing what they can do. Of course, you are able to do whatever you want with the MQT that you mine. But I think it's a much better idea to do it this way, and this is the way that they do it. Based on the number of submissions, there's a formula that is put together, or that was put together. Based on the amount of submissions in the whole community, it determines how much of the MQT is dispersed in the community. What I believe that does on a positive note, it starts to save and build more value in the MQT. It also starts to incentivize the growth of the community. So as we see more submissions come in and people start to share MQT and MoveQuest opportunity with others, we'll see more of that MQT go out into the community. We'll also in turn see the value of MQT continue to raise. So it all works together for the good of MQT. So your justification is only going to come from your own personal understanding and what your personal situation is. Everyone's personal situation is going to be something different. All right. So it may not be worth it to you to submit on a day-to-day basis if MQT right now is this or that. But let me tell you about this miner match challenge. If you don't know about the miner match challenge that's going on, for those of you that don't know, MoveQuest is going to be not only on the Avalanche blockchain, but it's going back to the Binance blockchain. It's going to have its own blockchain, and it's going to be on Solana, Polygon, and Arbitrum. Okay, so right now, there is a challenge for every day that you submit for a certain amount of time. It's like 150 some days at this point now. If you submit at least 90 of those 100 some odd days, it used to be 110, and that was just as exciting enough for me. But there were some misunderstandings, which we talked about in previous videos, and you can go back and watch those videos. I won't do it now. But if you submitted at least 90 days, you're going to have 100% miner match on all of the different blockchains that come. So just using your example, Beryl Gibstein, 9581, you have 18 docking slots with 14 Titans and 4 Vanguards, right? If you submit 90 out of those 110 days, which it was, now like 150 somehow, they've brought the goalpost even closer. That's what I call that. But if you submit at least 90 of those days, can you imagine the opportunity that you have not only on the Avalanche blockchain, but say you got all 18 docking slots opened and you were gifted, or I'll say you were rewarded with 14 Titans and 4 Vanguards on every one of those blockchains that I just said to you. So whether you wanted to submit on them or not, you had access to them. You wouldn't have to pay to open those docking slots. You wouldn't have to pay for those Titans again. They were mirror matched on all of the different blockchains that are open when they come in April or May. Wouldn't that be enough incentive for you to submit your less than $7.50 per day? $7, if I'm doing the math, if I'm getting my calculator out right now, right? And my submission fees were $7.50, right? Which is more than what I'm paying, more than probably what you're paying, right? Just using your example. And we're timesing that by 90 days. That is $675, right? Worth of Avalanche to submit for 90 days. So if I went and bought $700 worth of Avalanche, just rounding up, and I put it into my fee wallet, and I submitted for all those days, for at least 90 days, right? Now, you and me both know, right? You opened 18 docking slots. Let's just say 18 times 80 minus 80, because we got one docking slot for free, right? That equals $1,360. So instead of having to spend $1,360 on every single blockchain that comes open on MoveQuest, because I took the time to go ahead and submit every day for the next 90 days for a total of $675 at the most worth of Avalanche, I'm going to get $1,360 worth of docking slots. We're just talking about docking slots right now. I'm going to get $1,360. Whew, took me a minute to get that out, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Times all those different blockchains. 5-6 different blockchains. So times 5 blockchains. That's just south of $7,000 worth of value just on docking slots alone. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? This is just what we're talking about with the miner challenge. This is just the opportunity that MoveQuest has given us. So yes, if you got that open on all your different mining dock slots and all that different stuff, would you have to pay that $7 odd on all those different blockchains? Yeah. But imagine the opportunity that is now open to all those people that are fans of Solana and Polygon and Arbitrum and folks that are looking at the MoveQuest blockchain. As holders of the MoveQuest token, we are in prime position with that boy. Because it's going to take MoveQuest to mine on the MoveQuest blockchain. But that's just the docking slots, ladies and gentlemen. What if we just got the lowest level miner, right? Say you were just a person that opened up all your docking slots, right? $80 per docking slot. You went and bought 18 Titans, or I'm not sorry, 18 Trailblazers for $100, right? 18 times 100, $1,800, right? Now, let's say you submitted 90 out of those 100 odd days, but you submitted at least 90 days over this miner match challenge period. By the way, this is in your back office barrel, all right? So, say you decided that you were going to do that, and you just did it at the Trailblazer level. We're talking about getting that on all the different blockchains as well. So $1,800 worth of miners. For all of those blockchains, you don't have to go and get them. You're going to be rewarded for them just from that $675 that you spent in submitting. Am I starting to make sense? You're getting the docking slot. You're getting the miners. So for you in your example, if you were to mine or submit your proof of physical activity, it's going to cost you probably less than $675 over the next 90 days. But you are going to be rewarded in tens of thousands of dollars worth of value. Now, you tell me whether that's worth you justifying on a day-to-day basis. Or you justify, whether that justifies you submitting on a day-to-day basis. You tell me. For me, and I'm already on here longer than I'm supposed to, but I guess that poses the ending question. Y'all tell me if that's worth it. All right? I'm going to end on that, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Beryl, for the awesome questions and the great dialogue at the end. I'm sorry you had to wait to the end, but next time, y'all get your questions in earlier so we can talk about this stuff earlier. I love to paint the picture for you guys. I love to share with you guys why I think MoveQuest is the best, all right? But I got to go take a nap. I got to get right because I got rehearsal tonight. Don't miss the call. It's at 7 o'clock, MoveQuest.live, all right? MoveQuest.live, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Y'all make sure you tune in. If you don't get to tune in at 7, I always have the replay as soon as it gets posted on the YouTube channel. I post it in my Telegram group, all right? So whenever you decide that you want to check that out, you can go ahead and check it out. There's a lot of great stuff going on in MoveQuest. If you want to be a part of it, holla at me. You don't even have to holla at me. The link to MoveQuest is in the description of most of my videos. I don't have it up here right now just because I don't have it up here. But you can literally type in movequest.com/bankofgerald. If you want to be involved, go through it through your MetaMask browser on your MetaMask app. That'll be the best way to do it. Make sure you purchase some Avalanche so that you can get on the app and do everything that you need to do. The application for MoveQuest is in the App Store. It is in your Google Play. All right, so don't miss out on the thing going on. We always talk about it. Beryl said yes. I guess that was the answer to whether it's worth submitting. Hey, I'm glad I could paint the picture for you, brother or sister, whichever one it is. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see y'all on the next one. Make sure you put your 2FA on all the platforms that will allow you and all of your wallets, because crypto is indeed the wild, wild west, y'all. If you ain't strapped, you're bound to get hacked, all right?